Mark Monday for MMAfighting.com at the Forum with Deron Winn, who fights Tom Lawlor in the co-main event of Liddell versus Ortiz 3 here on Saturday night. Deron, how did you get here? How did you get on this card? How did you get on Golden Boy MMA's premiere show, the Big Chuck Tito card? How did you end up here?
Well, I think with my past credentials has a lot to do with it, but also my management. Me and Chuck have the same management, and we kind of knew that this card was getting set like a long time ago. And when it started getting set, Chuck came down and started training with us a little bit. And I was kind of looking for a fight. So like a guy like me with my wrestling credentials, and at first I was getting opponents off just like, oh, maybe he just only knows how to wrestle and he doesn't know how to fight yet. But then I'm 4-0 with 4 first-round finishes. So now it's even harder for me to get fights. And like my last dude I knocked out on the feet. So it's like now they're scared of multiple things, and I'm a bad look for a lot of guys like Tom who's maybe out of the game or could be, this could be his last fight, who knows, And so a lot of guys don't want to be stepping stones, and that's kind of what I was looking for. I was kind of looking for an opponent like Tom who's very tough but beatable, who has a lot of experience, has a name that I can win and then project myself into a bigger organization.
I got what I wanted to ask you, because you're still kind of young in the game, but you have that great wrestling pedigree, so it's probably hard for you to find opponents. Is this the kind of card that could elevate your name in the sport and kind of get you some of those looks from other places?
Absolutely. I fought in Bellator my last fight, so they're obviously well aware of who I am, and I know like UFC and stuff are well aware of who I am too. But like for the UFC, I have to get. They're not signing anybody really with 4 fights unless it's like late notice. So I had to get some more experience. But I do think that if I can put this dude away, like I think I'm going to, it'll open a lot of eyes. I know a lot of guys around me, and just a small community of MMA knows who I am and what I'm about, but I haven't really been able to showcase all my skills. My longest fight's been a 2.5-minute fight. So I always tell everybody, it's like, I haven't even got loose yet. I haven't even broke a sweat yet, really. So I think once I can and I can showcase my entire skill set, everybody will be on watch and notice that who Deron Winn really is,
And Lawler's a guy who's been around for a long time. He was in the UFC for a long time, so getting a win over him could really be a big thing for your career.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, he's the perfect guy for me to show everybody that I'm ready for the big leagues. There's a lot of guys that they try to promote, and young guys who they think is ready, and then they get to the big leagues and they're like, oh snap, maybe they weren't ready. So I think I'm prepared, and I think I'm going to show everyone Saturday night that what I'm about. I train with the best guys in the world. I train at the best gym in the world, American Kickboxing Academy. So I'm ready, man.
You responded to some criticism recently on social media where people were saying that, oh, it's a one-fight card. Oh, anyone only cares about Liddell and Ortiz on this card. You don't feel that way. Why did you respond that way that you did?
Because, like I said, I haven't had as much exposure as a lot of these guys, but once I do, I've always said people are going to know and love what I have to offer. I'm going to be different than a lot of people. I'm very short, but I do really well at closing distance. My takedowns are very high level. I can take anybody down in the world. I hit really hard. They call me kind of like Mini Mike. I'm like Mike Tyson-esque. So I think I'm gonna electrify the crowd. And once this fight comes to an end, everybody in the MMA world know who I am.
You took some shots at Tom up there on the dais about him doing professional wrestling, and you are an amateur wrestler. Yeah. Anything more you want to add to that criticism?
No, it's just the way he put it. The uncommon eye or uncommon ear would think that he was doing something higher than me. In reality, I'm wrestling the best guys in the world internationally and stuff like that. So what I do is way harder than what he's doing. Like I said, it's just an act. He's acting, and I think part of his acting career maybe isn't going so successful. So that's why he come back. So I'm doing both. There's nobody who's juggling what I do anywhere. So yeah, I didn't want him to undermine what I'm doing. That's the only reason I said it. Like I said, I don't really ever make this personal. This is business for me, and I'm in it for a different reason than him. And we're trying to accomplish 2 different things right now. And so I have nothing personal against Tom Lawlor. I actually respect him for signing the bout sheet. But yeah, I think, like I said, everyone's going to see what I do and what he does are completely different things on Saturday night.
Thanks, Deron. Good luck,
Yes.
man.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.